Hello and welcome back to another episode. Minon J working on behalf of the Disgruntled Octopus. This isn't the Disgruntled Octopus. He is the line manager. As I've said numerous times before, it's supposed to be becoming a broken record. The Disgruntled Octopus will hopefully he will show us in all his orange 8-foot handsomeness one day, just to reassure people who are actually watching this channel that he does exist and that I'm not insane. But if you are here for what the Sega Master System of the day is, we're actually going to be looking at Teddy Boy. So in Japan, this is actually called Teddy Boy Blues. It was piggybacked off the back of a Japanese pop star, I believe. I did some little bit of research. Not that we would know in the Western market, for the simple fact is all the references to that pop star and all the, I suppose, glitz and glamour from the Japanese version was completely stripped out. So what we got here is just a run-of-the-mill shooter where little monsters come out, you shoot them, rinse, repeat. I tried so many times when I was a kid to finish this game, and doing my little bit of research, I actually realized it's an infinite loop game, so you're never going to finish it. But sticking around to the end of the episode, we will show a little bit of footage in regards to Teddy Boy. It's one of those ones, if you had played it when you were a kid, it's going to give you a really, really, really strong sense of nostalgia, because it's got one of those catchy tunes that you probably won't be able to get out of your head for a very long time. We do have some more games coming down. I've got about 30 or 40 games in the collection so far. So I'm going to basically punch out a video at the end of every episode. Depending on how good I am, the video might run longer than others. So Teddy Boy, maybe a couple of minutes because I'm not very good and haven't been playing for a very long time. And I can't tell you that stressed enough. It is extremely hard to play these games on a keyboard. If I try to record it on a CRTV, we'd have all the issues going on. So I actually use emulation on the Mac because I own the carts. I can use those ROMs legally. So we're good to go. So we're going to talk about some sales now. So I did have this Figma Legend of Zelda character. It's basically one of those action figures that come with different faces and different accessories and all this different things. Actually, it's brand new, factory sealed and all this different things. I actually picked this up from the Vinnies around the corner in Belconnen, probably about maybe late November. It was $110. And I balked at the price. I'm thinking, geez, this is insane. Like you're an op shop. And I have said numerous times, you know, it is what it is. They own the product. They can sell what the product is. But on the flip side, they're actually running a promotion here in Canberra at the moment that you can get it, like you spend $10 or something. I'm not too sure about the schematics, but they have done it very similar in the past, where you spend $10, you get like a little rip card, pull the card off, and it gives you like a 10% discount, all the way up to a 50% discount. Here's a maybe a tip for new players, or maybe Vinnies if you're watching your salvos. Instead of offering people 10% off, or even offering them 50% off, why don't you make that your base price? Wouldn't you make more sales if you do not invest money in running these shitty little gimmicks? Just price them at op shop prices. It's not rocket science. Long story short, so I picked that up for $110. It's sold overnight for $250, plus $10 postage. It's off to somewhere in Western Australia or Queensland. I don't know. I've already printed the label off, but these things don't retain. Stay with me till a little bit later in the episode. This is going to date the episode. If you are Australian, we had a RBA meeting today, which is basically the Bank of Australia. They've basically lowered the interest rates down. So what I'm going to do is give you a little bit of a tip, or a bit of a reminder for those that have been selling on eBay for a long time, and a little bit of a tip for those that are new to eBay. So hang around for that for a little bit. We'll talk about it in a second. All right, so what else have we got? So you might have remembered me talking about this. This is the Blu-ray player with the 3 tuners, so it records 3 free-to-air TV channels at the same time. It's got a 2 terabyte hard drive. It's got all the bells and whistles. I think it burns the Blu-rays as well. So that actually went off to sell to the UK around lunchtime today. It's currently about 6 p.m. here. To the UK for $550. I paid $50 about a fortnight ago for it, so it's a very quite quick clip. I did mention in a previous video that I was expecting it to go out the next couple of days. So quite happy with that. I'm going to put it in a box and send it off. I think they paid about $170 postage. So I probably went at that 5 kilo rate, which is what I'd normally do with those electronics. And then what I'll do, no doubt he probably doesn't watch this channel, maybe one of those scumbags, and just pocket the rest. So I'm probably looking at maybe $600 profit after it's said and done. So I don't know if we talk about this video. We've got 3 or 4 takes at the moment. So hopefully I got this on eBay to see if it will improve my YouTube channel. I don't really hold much hope for it because I'm completely useless in that respect. But we can always try, right? Like, so what it is, drum roll, and hopefully that little bit of plastic right next to my microphone. I have moved it down so I don't do the heavy breathing sound, so I don't sound like Darth Vader. So let me know in the comment section below if it's better. I really don't do much in editing. I just turn on the normalizer just to kind of give it a bit of a flow with the voice, and how we go from that. So it's actually a DJI Osmo Action 4, very similar to your GoPro. This is the second latest version, I suppose. I think the 5's out at the moment. So they're actually clearing these out. Probably the 6 is coming out. Clearing this out for $329. I picked it up for $290 on eBay. Brand new factory sealed, just through one of those coupons they run. So I will be doing some thrift videos, some garage sale videos, all these sort of things. I will get a backpack cam and go from that way, and give you a bit of an indication of what I look for. Hopefully it works out for the best. If not, it is waterproof, and maybe we can take videos of octos swimming underwater or something like that. I'm not too sure, but we'll see how that plays out. All right, so before we wrap up today's video, I want to talk about something you could possibly do off the back of the RBA lowering the rates. Generally, when people, my past experience, right? So this is not scientific or quantifiable data. It's just something that I have noticed trends very long time ago when the rates were reduced. I don't think they hadn't been down for 2 or 3 years. I'm not too sure. But long story short, what you want to do if you are having slow sales, if your store's a bit stagnated, you want to consider what's called a nuclear reset or a complete store shutdown. All these different names for it, right? So generally what it means is that you cancel, so you select all your listings, or you select a sample size of your listings, you end them, then when you go into your unsold folder, and then you sell similar off that. There are some dangers in regards to this, so please watch the multiple videos out there that exist regarding this end and sell similar method. You can really fudge it up. So you can really make a mistake for yourself. Personally, I have lost 100 listings in the past, primarily clothing, and I wasn't going through the clothing to work out which ones it was. So make sure you do it in blocks of 20, you do it in a very controlled environment. Make sure you research to the T as to what you need to do. And don't come back here and blame me if something goes awry. However, what that does is basically refreshes all your listings and punches them to the top of the eBay algorithm. So you will get that new listing boost for the next 24 hours. Your listings will come up as a new listing in the thing. Realistically, if you are taking photos, properly, obviously that, and your titles will fine, things just take longer. And, you really, some things need the right buyer to come along and just pick it up from that way, right? But, if your photos are crap, your hand in it, or something like this, or like what I have seen recently with particularly Skylanders, is people holding on like this and taking the photo, and their fingers are like completely covering what's going on. I have seen it with video games. I really don't know how hard it is to photograph properly. Like, spend the extra 20-30 seconds to do it, and you will go a lot further. Like I said in previous videos, one of the guys on YouTube has reached out to me and said, look, I'm getting better traction because of the photos, the recommended way you said to take photos of different products. So what I will do in the next video, I will I'm not going to sit there and show you how to photograph. However, I might even do it now. We've got nothing better to do with our existence. That's what the Octopus keeps telling me. So, not that I would use one of these. However, if you've got a scrap box, or if you've got Australia Post packaging, or you've got any other packaging in the house, preferably white or light brown, like you can see up there, one of these boxes will do fine. Like, I watch a lot of YouTube content, but this is not a dig at anyone before everyone gets up their arms and I'm actually public enemy number one again. Is that what I normally do is I don't use box lights. I don't use any external light sources. If you are brand new and you are selling on eBay, you want to do as quickly and cheaply as possible. I'd probably suggest having a half decent camera. My daughter uses her iPhone 11, and that's perfectly fine from a camera perspective. You might be able to go further back, but I can't really comment on that. Just don't use a Nokia 3210 with a camera. And before anyone points out that Nokia 3210s don't have a camera, yes, I know it's a joke, because apparently people can't take jokes around here. That's not a dig, Jesus. I'm going to have warning signs, like, basically listing all these people I wasn't having a dig at. So long story short, Just use a bit of cardboard, if you've got some scrap cardboard, preferably like I said, either brown or white. Just use it as the background, right? So what I normally do, I use an application called Photo Room. Yes, it's a subscription model. Yes, it does cost a little bit of money. However, if you use natural light, like I do, I use a window with sunlight. You can go outside and take some photos. And yes, it is dependent on weather patterns and all those different things, obviously, those different things. However, if you are new to reselling, you really, really, really don't want to be wasting money on tubs. You don't really want to be wasting money on box lights. You don't want to be money on like calico, whatever the corrugated plastic stuff is. I keep thinking calico, but I don't know what calico is. Let me know in the comments section below. I haven't heard Graham from a while. Hopefully Graham's still alive. The Aussie nurse slipper. That's one guy I can take the piss out of because he always cuts into me. So long story short, it takes natural lights. All my photos that you see on my store, you can go to have a look through the link. It's in the description. It's all been taken by natural light. Yes, there are some photos that are pretty iffy. However, in the vast majority, they're pretty decent. I do need to go back. I'm not portraying that I'm the best photographer in the world. However, if I do notice something that's, I suppose, failing and people wanting to take advice, I will reach out to them, like I did with Taz Collectibles, just to say, hey, look, this is how you can improve your photos. So what I normally do with that, I use that as a background, especially if the background's busy. I normally sit at the edge of the dining table. My kids will be in the kitchen. My wife's in the kitchen. We're talking or something like that. Not another disclaimer: they don't belong in the kitchen unless this is digging in deep. So, long story short, someone's in the kitchen. Possibly Toby, possibly the octopus, possibly my wife, possibly Michael Jordan. It doesn't really matter. So, long story short, they will be in the background of the photo, right? So what I do is, with it, and I have mentioned before, I put the camera settings on 1:1, so it makes it a square view. Take a photo with that backdrop in the behind it. Then I use something like Photo Room to basically take the photos, strip the background out, and make it presentable from that way. If you use Photo Room, it cuts out, it's infinitely easier and infinitely better than eBay. I'll show you up some comps between the two in a minute. So I took a 3DS game. I don't know what here. So just say this is Pokemon, right? So I will use the Pokemon Soul Silver, I think it is, as the demonstration between the two. So eBay is very similar as to when the background remover on eBay. However, Photo Room knocks it out of the park. So what I did with the photos you're seeing or have seen or will see popping up, depending what time future Josh implements them into the video. eBay one, I literally had to the photo, I had to crop it to get eBay to bring it up. And if you can see, with the Pokemon Soul Silver, it's a DS game, not a 3DS game. The edge of the back is missing, so you'll see a black edge. It's all taken out. The Photo Room is infinitely better. So you do not need to spend however much Photo Room is. I think for me, I pay $55 a year, so you don't need to pay that much. There is a free version. Really have a look at it, doing all these different things. But you really want to be setting those processes, those really good practices from the start. When I said tubs and when I said shelving, yes, you need some sort of inventory management system before you'll throw your arms up at me and start screaming at me. But do not watch YouTubers at the start of the year when they roll out saying, hey, look, you need to go to Bunnings and buy a $400 shelving unit. You need to buy tubs that are worth $30 each, all these different things, because there's a high attrition rate in the reselling space. So a lot of people jump on because they want to get some extra money. They think it's easy. And needless to say, 2 or 3 weeks later, when they realize how hard it is, they're never seen or heard again whatever it is. Grumpy Granny, I hope you're taking tally of all the things I'm stuffing up. So, long story short, use your photos properly. Like I said, potentially look at using Photo Room if you have been doing it for a while. Use as cheaply as possible, right? So your box lights might cost you $150. There's nothing wrong with that, and you can progress to that, and you can get your calico corrugated plastic later on, but just basically don't use it as priority purchases. For me, if I was doing it, and I'm not going to spruik anything, if I was doing a priority purchase, I would be looking at, like an old cardboard box, and there's nothing stopping you from using Australia Post packaging that you're going to use to send that item off. So, like you can cycle through boxes and all those different things. But one of the first things you probably want to be looking at eventually, probably with the first 6 months, as you progress to sell more items, they go buy it off when you sold 3 items. There's probably like a label printer, like a Dymo 4XL. You can pick them up quite frequently on Facebook Marketplace, about $100. And like I said before, I picked up 2 of them for about $100 on Facebook Marketplace, probably 2018 to 2017, and they haven't missed a beat. So they are really, really, really good products. There are generic ones out there, but just don't buy the Dymo 5XL because you are locked into the very expensive labels. But that's it for another episode. I will get the Blu-ray player Majiggy packed up and ready to go off. I will get Zelda off today because it needs to go out today, and we'll play a little bit of footage of Teddy Boy. So till next time. I'm not blocked or banned, or what do they call it? Cancelled. We'll get cancelled. All right, I'll see you next time. Bye.